Harold, wake up.
It's good.
Harold, wake up.
What? What?
I got an urge.
Oh, no, I'm too tired for that.
I'm not talking about that. I want some ice cream.
Ice cream? What? Ice cream? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You want ice cream?
I don't care what time it is. I want some ice cream.
Oh.
I'm not going to sleep until I get my ice cream.
Okay, what do you want?
You better get a pencil and a pad. I want you to write it down. You forget.
I don't have to write it down. What do you want?
I want a pint of mixture. You better get a pencil and pad and write it down. You forget.
I don't have to write it down. I won't forget.
Listen, I want some mocha with the chocolate chips and some strawberry vanilla. I'm telling you, get a pencil and write it down.
I don't need a pencil. I don't have to write it down.
I also want 3 scoops of rainbow spumoni and 2 scoops of almond fudge. Harold,
What?
do me a favor and write it down. You're gonna forget.
I won't forget.
I also want some whipped cream, some mixed nuts. Harold, I'd feel much better if you wrote it down.
Believe me, Phyllis, I don't have to write it down.
Listen, I also want some sprinkles. Now, not the ordinary chocolate sprinkles. I want the party sprinkles with all the different colors, the red, the green, the orange. You're not gonna write it down?
No.
Now, I also want 2 maraschino cherries, 1 red, 1 green without the stems. Maybe you change your mind and write it down.
I don't have to write it down. I'll be right back.
It's about time.
Here are your 4 bagels.
4 bagels. I told you to write it down, dummy. You forgot the cream cheese.
You got 5 minutes, Lefty.
That's Mr. Lefty to you, screw. Well, am I going to get out of here or not? Just a minute. Let me explain this piece to the audience. You see, every once in a while, I write a sketch. And the censor, because I wrote it, sticks his nose in it. He tells me I can't use any off-color words. So what I've done in the past is substitute names for words. One year I used politicians, another time sports figures. Well, this year, same thing happened. So I'm going to use famous recording stars. Well, let's get on with this piece of Pavarotti before you're bored to death. Well, am I going to get out of here or not?
Well, I need you to tell me your story once again.
Well, it's simple. I didn't start that fight in a bar. I walked in there, I was having a drink, when this unbelievable, beautiful girl walked up and sat down next to me. I mean, she had the most unbelievable body I've ever seen. Big, firm, beautiful pair of loppers. Long, smooth, shapely domingos. And to top it off, the tightest little middler I've ever seen.
Did you, go after her?
No. I leaned over to the bartender and asked if he knew anything about her. That's when he said, "Hey, look, pal, stay away from that girl. I know a guy that went out with her and ended up with a terrible Lionel on his Richie."
You're kidding.
Oh, and the guy had it so bad he couldn't Manilow for a week.
Jeez, that's terrible.
Fortunately, he got to a doctor who saved him. Gave him some Springsteen to put on his Richie. Otherwise, his Prince would have fallen off. Anyway, this girl overheard the bartender telling this story and started to kick the living McCartney out of him. I tried to break it up, and she squeezed my Iglesias so hard my Bowie popped.
All right, stop it, please. Stop it, Jack. No, this is not fun, okay? This is the most offensive piece you've ever done.
Oh, come on,
No,
Bob.
these are people that you live with and work with. I've told you this 100 times. You can't come out here and make fun of these people.
We're having fun here.
No, this isn't fun, okay? So can we strike this, please?
Hey, come on, Bob. They got laughs. They got big laughs.
You better remember them because you'll never see them on the air. Okay?
Hey, you know
Okay.
something? You know what you ought to do? You ought to go over in the corner, eat a pot of beans, right? Drop your drawers and blow it out your Sinatra.
That's real good taste. You ought to go to the Olympics for that one. All right, Jack, what we'll do is we'll start with a sketch that follows this, okay? Forget this.
Hi, Tom Harvey here with tonight's explanation. Now, from time to time, I like to come out here and explain some of the unique comedy we do here in Bazaar. And tonight is one of my favorites. It's what I like to call the off-color substitute with musical recording artists in the place of the dirt. Or TOCSWMRIUTD. And to top it off, Bob comes out here and pretends that he's upset.
Tom?
Just like he's doing now. Now, Bobo, if I didn't know you better, I'd swear you were really upset.
I don't even want to bother to ask what you're doing up here.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm just explaining the sketch.
Let me make it real short and real clear, okay? If you ever come out here again, I'm going to undo the belt of your pants, get a pliers, and squeeze your little John until your binder falls off.
Now, I think that's tasteless. And I don't want it to air on the show. Where was I? Oh, yeah, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. I've got to go finish taking a bobble.
Welcome to another episode of Really Good Sex. And here's the star of Really Good Sex, the #1 authority, Dr. Renee Westhormone. Welcome, Dr. Westhormone.
Thank you, and welcome everybody to Really Good Sex. Today we have a really great show with a surprise guest, and we're going to hopefully solve a lot of problems.
All right, let's get right to the phones. Now, our first call comes from a lady from Long Island, and her name is Kathy Wall.
Hello, Kathy. What is your question?
Well, Dr. Westerman, yesterday about 4 o'clock, I received a very shocking call. A man whom I did not recognize started to talk terribly dirty to me. He said he was going to do things to me and then said what he'd like to do to me. Well, after I hung up the phone, I started to shake, and then I spent the entire night crying. What should I do?
Stop crying. Stop shaking. Don't worry. He'll call back. And when he does, give him my number.
Let's take another call from Marianne Cham from Cincinnati.
Hello, Marianne.
Hello, Dr. Renee. I have a problem. Every time I look in the mirror, I see something I don't like. What should I do?
Very simple. You just eliminate the problem. If you look in the mirror and you see you have bad legs, eliminate the problem by wearing slacks. If you look in the mirror and you see that you are overweight, eliminate the problem by wearing loose-fitting clothes. If you look in the mirror and you have a small bust, eliminate the problem by stuffing your bra with socks.
Well, Dr. Renee, I have all these problems and more.
Well, it's simple. Eliminate the mirror. And by the way, never call me again, because from the way you describe yourself, you're never going to have a really good sex.
Well, Dr. Renee, I've never heard you take off on someone like that.
24 hours a day of this fake sex shit gets a little old, okay?
Okay, well, it seems the perfect time to introduce our guest.
Okay, do that. This is Very exciting for me. He's my favorite entertainer and a man who just exudes sex, the one, the only superstar, Liberace! You're so divine. I must tell you that the last time I said your name, Liberace, I coughed up a fishbone. I had it in my throat for a week. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Let's get right to the... I don't want to talk about sex right away. First, I want to talk about your fabulous career. When did you get started with the piano?
Well, I didn't start with the piano. You see, when I was 10 years old, my mother gave me my very own little organ.
Oh, you know, people have been asking for years why you wear, let's say, these questionable clothes. Is that because your sexual preference is questionable?
No, well, Dr. West Hormone, I'm glad you asked me that. You see, when I first started out in show business, I needed a gimmick. And so I thought, why not dress up and then I'll be different? Well, people got so used to it, so I had to go crazier and crazier. But remember, my personality on the stage has nothing to do with my personal life.
Well, that is fascinating. And here all this time I thought you were a fag.
So why don't you tune in next week for a really good sex show? We'll see Dr. West Hormone perform on her back.
Well, that's our show, but don't go away, because with the little time we have left, we're going to cover the presentation of a very special award given to our own Super Dave Osborne. So let me say goodnight, and we'll go right now to Mike Walden and the fabulous Super Dave.
Thank you, John Biner. Well, this indeed is a very special evening. The great Super Dave Osborne has been honored by his fellow stuntmen as the greatest individual stunt man of the century. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Super Dave Osborne. Congratulations, Super Dave.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. I am truly overwhelmed. And to be selected over such people as Burt Reynolds, Hal Needham, Clint Eastwood, Lee Majors, and the rest has me so humbly proud that I can hardly express my feelings.
Well, you'll have a chance in just a minute, Super Dave, to tell the country exactly how you feel. But right now, we'd like to show the stunt that won you your award. This was done a couple of years ago up in Canada, and it is so frightening I can hardly watch the tape. But anyway, let's run it right now.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Marsden. Welcome to what I know promises to be the most electrifying and the most dangerous stunt ever attempted in the world. It was 1 year ago today, Daredevil Dar Robinson jumped from the CN Tower in Toronto, Canada. It is the tallest man-made structure in the world. Dar Robinson survived that jump because he used a life-saving cable. Well, in just a few moments, Daredevil Super Dave Osborne will attempt to jump from the tower only using a nylon protective cord, which is expected to slow him down so he can land on his feet in this area. Super Dave is at the top of the tower right now preparing to jump. So let's go to the top of the tower to our man on the scene, Mike Walden. Hello, Mike. Can you hear us? Mike, are you there?
Well, thank you, Johnny, but I'm afraid we have some bad news up here. Super Dave, what's the story?
Well, Mike, as you can see, and I'm sure you can feel up here, the wind is about 100 miles an hour.
Wow.
And about 10 minutes ago, we threw a sandbag off the edge, and 30 feet down, it hit the side of the tower and disintegrated. So there's no way and it's very difficult for me to say this, but there is no way that I can do this stunt today.
Well, I can understand why, and I just wonder if you are contemplating this stunt some other time.
Mike, let me say this. It took me 2 weeks thinking about this, trying for the right wind velocity to come up here. Once I'm up here and I look down, if you don't jump, you don't come back. That's all I can say.
Well, there's no need to apologize, Super Dave, so...
Well, Mike, I have a lot of people that depend on me. I have my assistants. I have networks that cover me. You're paid to come here today. And also I have a lot of fans. And Super Dave, as you know, has never quit from any stunt.
That's true.
But you're covering this live, and I'm sure that's the way you would hope it to be.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is just wish you the best luck in your next stunt, wherever it might be or whenever.
Well, thank you, Mike. I hope to see you in the Grand Canyon in a couple of months, and I'll do one that'll knock your head off.
That'll be great. Okay, Super Dave. Well, this is Mike Walden returning it to our announcer down below. I think that's the smartest thing you ever did.
Hey, I would have been splattered all over the side of the
thing. Of course you would. That's good. Well, listen, I guess we're off now, okay?
Okay, yeah. I'm not going to jump.
I think they know that. Listen, I'm going to go down. I'm going to take the elevator down. I'll see you down there.
I won't need it.
Okay? See you later.
Holy... I'm gonna die. I just did die. Oh, my foot and my helmet. I'm busted up. My only hope is to land on my hands. I'm going to fall.
Oh, God. Super Dave, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, John, I'm just fine. Matter of touch.
Goodness, I couldn't believe this terrible, terrible fall, but you seem to be all right. Are you going to be all right?
Why are you talking to me? I need an ambulance. I got about a minute to live. I'm in pain here, okay?
Don't you worry, Super Dave. We're going to get that ambulance.
Help me, Putz.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what you have just seen is absolutely the most unbelievable stunt that I have ever seen by the remarkable Super Dave Osborne.
John.
Our best wishes go for a speedy and complete recovery for Super Dave.
I'm dying.
And now back to the song.
What is that noise? Oh, my.
Where's Super Dave?
I'm under the truck, dude.
Look on the other side of the tower. Let's check it out.
Oh. Remember, kid, don't try this stunt at home. Could you just take me right to the graveyard, please?
Well, you saw it, and I'm sure you now realize why Super Dave won this award going away. And I'm glad to say I had some small part in his success. Before I make this presentation, I'd like to say one more remarkable thing about this great man. Some of those rag magazines have accused Super Dave of accepting funds on his own behalf when he had previously promised them to some very worthwhile causes. Well, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, could be further from the truth. And to prove it, along with the trophy he's receiving tonight, Super Dave is being awarded a check for $100,000. And I want you also to know that Super Dave has donated this check in its entirety to the Manitoba Troubled Stunt Kids Association. I'd like to see someone make something out of that.
Well, Mike, I have to say, that was something I didn't intend to bring up.
Well, I know, Super Dave, but I'm sick and tired of people throwing stones.
Well, Mike, I appreciate that, and I've always appreciated your support. But I live my life with a certain code of ethics, and you can throw stones. Anyone who knows me knows that those rocks will simply bounce off the code. I don't have to prove myself. My actions speak much louder than my words. I'd just like to thank everyone for the award and the trophy. And say to the Manitoba Trouble Stunt Kids, I hope this little token will help.
Beautifully put as always, Super Dave. Really, what more can I say? You are indeed truly one of a kind, and you deserve every honor that society can bestow upon you. Good night, everybody.
Are we off?
Yes, we are.
Let's face, This check is actually made out to the Manitoba Trouble Stunt Kids Association.
Well, of course it is.
How the hell am I going to cash it? Or forge it? Bring me the money in the morning. I got to be in Vegas by 2 o'clock.
Is there a better human being on this earth? I think not.